Hola, my chicas. I feel like it's been a year since I started making some YouTube videos. And it's also been a while since I haven't made any videos. So I'm back after graduating, starting my job, moving cities technically, um, but also somehow being at the exact same place, but with a completely different perspective. So, yeah. Um, I've been meaning to start the artist's way for a very, very long time, and I have not gotten to it. Every time I open it to do it, I somehow just leave myself at week zero. Um, so I decided to make myself a little 12-week series, um, plus the one day today for week or day zero, to see how the artist way process goes for me in these 12 weeks. I have always had too many things and too many ideas I wanted to do, but it just somehow fizzles out. But I also pick it up again. It comes in phases, it comes in waves of phases, and every time I come back to it, I come with a different mindset or a different headspace altogether. Uh, I feel like I feel like I don't know a lot about a lot, but I also know a lot about a lot. It's a very weird space to be in because if I talk to someone that's an expert in the space, I don't know anything about it at all. Like I'm baby. I'm baby. Like I'm a fetus. And then when it comes to like things that I know in a way at the age of 23, I do know many things from many spaces. So this is something, this is one of the things that I want to do in these 12 weeks, apart from, okay, wait, context. So the artist's way like makes you do two things. Um, so the first thing is doing morning pages. The minute you wake up, like 3 pages, you have to write stuff down, and you have to, uh, you can write anything you want. It does not have to be like specific prompts. It does not have to be just anything that comes to your head. Free flow thought dump, however you want to format it. 3 pages every day, as soon as you wake up. And the second thing it makes you do is a weekly artist date. It tells you what to do every week, and you need to perform that as spending time with yourself. No phones, no devices, and just like you time with whatever activity you've decided to do. And it also gives you exercises to do every week. And the entire point of having these exercises is not that you have to complete everything, but you should try to at least look and dabble into a few things, because every time you come back to these exercises, you will see it with a new perspective and you will see it with a new light in your own life, uh, which is also something that I felt uh, aligned to, because I just mentioned how I do new things and then I come back to it with a new way or a new after coming back from a new phase in life. Um, so the artist's way. I'm excited for week or day zero because I'm prepping stuff up. I've read this a few times. I also found her voice um, on YouTube. Someone reading this out, and it was a completely different experience than reading this text out. I feel like you should just listen to it before you even start. It helps you feel connected with the author, who thinks that everyone has a little bit of an artist within themselves, and they just need to unlock it. And the path to creativity is a spiritual path. It does not matter whether you're spiritual first or whether you're a creative first. It's somehow synchronous, which also I very much agree with. um I'm actually kind of excited, especially because I have started a very different part of my life, of and it's been kind of rough, not gonna lie. It's been a rough few months where I have not been posting on social media as much, but it's been a great few rough months, because I have realized that in autumn, when the trees are bare, they lose all their leaves. It's basically a form of death for them. right? But at this time, all the nutrients it gains, it strengthens its roots to be able to sustain themselves even better when, it's windy, or if like spring comes back, or the different weathers that change, it becomes more stable in itself. And then once it is able to have a better grip of itself, it thrives again, and it has bigger leaves. So to be able to be the best version of you in spring, you have to go through the autumn and the winter and grow better and have a better grip of yourself. Which I feel like comes to me on a yearly basis, just like the tree. I find myself complaining often, but also I find myself very grateful very often. Maybe that's because of my parents and my brother, who have sent me into this similar path that I think the artist's way will take me to. Uh, that's a little background about the next few weeks of content, I guess. Now, along with the artist's way, the second thing that I was mentioning earlier that I wanna do alongside it is have my little research space, that where I feel like I passively consume a lot of material content, movies, information, and I don't seem to have a huge grip on the kind of information I possess in the way that I can draw parallels between two things. The lack of drawing parallels has been bothering me lately, because I feel like then I don't actually know those things. And that's something that I do want to know. I do want to pay attention to, and I do want to uh, put myself out there. So for that, I am making myself a little curriculum for the month. I'm not even going to call it a month, for the next few weeks. And if I finish it before the 12 weeks, which I hope to, but I'm not too sure how my weeks are going to go, because it's a new environment, a new space in life, where I have these 5 books. The reason I'm saying these 6, actually. Yes, I have these 6 books. I choose an author, and I choose a theme where the author's books connect to certain themes, and I do my own research about drawing parallels between these spaces. So my this first step towards this is going to be R.F. Kuang books. I read The Poppy Wars, I've read Yellowface, I've read Babel. I actually have not read Babel. I'm 1/4 way in. I will be reading Catabasis, and I want to draw parallels between psychology and different themes within psychology, like trauma, war, how criminals act and behave, how neglected children act and behave, how, like, a lot of these things. So drawing parallels between R.F. Kuang books and psychology and different aspects of psychology. I'm also using ChatGPT for this. Hate me all you want. I love AI. AI is my best friend, and I'm not just saying it because AI really helps me, and I get a lot of my thought in alignment with AI, but it's just like a guide. I know what I want to do, but AI helps me put it into better perspective. Uh, hate me all you want. Hate me all you want. But so for that, I give it the books, and I'm not the best at determining the themes in the book. So I'll pick up 1 or 2, not all. So it's also a way for me to refer back to themes and understand themes better in stories and in narratives of different character arcs. So I want to pick up a singular book in a week or two, and the theme, read exactly documents or watch documentaries or read stories or substacks on that theme, and have a little notebook where I write down my own thoughts of this parallel that ChatGPT has drawn me pull, like helped me pull. Uh, so say I have Poppy Wars and war psychology, where how different kinds of upbringings make you reactive in different kind of ways and how that affects war spaces. An example. So this is a parallel that ChatGPT draws for me, but I have to actually draw the parallel in how this tends to happen, which also makes me feel like I will actively connect with the story, because I feel like a lot of the times I just read the story to read the story because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel a certain way, which I don't know how to say how it makes me feel. So I think drawing this parallel will help me. I know I've said drawing parallel like 50,000 times, but that is the side project. I would have chosen. I cannot. So the minute I start reading a certain author and I really like them, I tend to read all their books. I'm a little cuckoo in the head. It happened with Emily Henry. It happened with Abby Jimenez. It happened with all of R.F. Kuang books right now. It's happened with I don't know, man. I don't read that many books, but it happens to me in phases. It actually started to 4 years ago, 5 years ago with Roald Dahl, because that I used to read as a kid. So that is where I get my obsession from. I also like seeing the character arcs that the authors go through. I've started noticing how an author or someone that writes movies and scripts, they leave huge parts of themselves and their lives and how they view the world, even if it's in a completely different space or an alternate universe. You see how they view the world in very third person point of view, and it's crazy how good it makes you feel, and how it still makes you feel connected even though that's not your reality, but it seems like it is. So that is my next 12 weeks, I guess, with the Artist's Way and my little side research project for myself. 12 minutes of yapping. I will see you next time, which is week 1 of the Artist's Way and research project updates and how I feel about it. Yada yada yada. Tell me what you're reading and why you so obsessed with that author, and also, do you get obsessed with an author and just read their books? I feel a little cuckoo for doing that. But yeah, see you next time.